How you doing there, guys? This is Eugene on Life with Eugene again, part two of my thoughts on the world and so forth. I'm sorry about the interruption. I was being called by my mother. Apparently, my grandmother is in the hospital, and so guys out there who pray, please pray for my grandmother. We don't know what's going on. It's like a heart situation, but anyway, definitely, if you guys out there pray, please pray for my grandmother. Anyway, as I was going back to my thoughts, I think I left off where the people were picketing the military funerals, the so-called Baptist Christians. Now, I have to say that I am against that. I believe that our military veterans in uniform, I believe that our soldiers who fought and died, who gave up everything to keep our country free, are true heroes. And I think that anyone who pickets at a funeral, of all places, are the worst scum, the worst scum. And those so-called Christians are not Christians by any regard. Showing signs saying God hates the soldiers, God doesn't hate. Because as we all know, if some of us do read the Bible, the verse in the Bible where it states that hating is the same as killing. There's no difference between hating and killing. Jesus said that. If you hate someone, you are already killing them. Okay? Hate is a horrible sin. So I don't see how the church could hold up signs saying God hates the troops. Because God is not a sinner. God hates no one. You know, God does not hate any of his creations. Sure, he does not like the sins that we do, but he loves each and every one of us. He loves every one of us. We are his creation. He created us, you know. And all of you atheists out there who are watching this video, you know, I'm trying to say this in the perspective of what I believe in. But even as people who don't believe in God, the idea of picketing at a funeral where family members are trying to say goodbye to a loved one who gave it their all, that's horrible. That's terrible. Whether you believe in God or not, that's a horrible, horrible thing. I think that it's morally wrong. You know, I mean, I think it's just in general, you know. But, you know, it just goes to prove to you that just because of those few Christians does not make Christianity bad. Just like in the Muslim faith, where a few people claiming to be Muslims fly a plane into a building and destroy it, or suicide bomb themselves, killing as many people as they could. That isn't the true Muslim. That isn't the true Islamic faith. I don't see Muslims that I work with, my fellow associates that I work with at my job, trying to do any bodily harm to anybody. They're just trying to make a living and, you know, earn that money, earn that pay, you know. They're just as abused as I am, you know. I mean, honestly, when it comes to work in general, you know, I mean, I'm proud to work for the company I work for. I'm very proud to work for it. I think it's a great company. But, you know, whether you're a Muslim or whether you're a Christian or a Buddhist or an atheist or whatever ist you are, or Ian, you are, you know, Jewish person, whatever, you know, we're all in this boat together in the world, you know. And even if you didn't want to put religion into it, I think that being good and decent is inherent in us as human beings. We need to be good and we need to be decent to our fellow man. You know, if there is someone who is on the street with holding up a sign saying we'll work for food, or hungry, or I'm homeless, you know, stop by there and give them a blanket or give them a crumb of food. Give them something to show that you care, you know? Why can't the Christian go up and hug the Muslim? Why can't the Jew go up and hug the Muslim? Or the Christian and Jews go up and hug one another? You know? We might believe in different things in our faith, but the one thing that all of us have in common, and I'm even talking about you atheists, the one thing that we all have in common, we're all human beings, we're all on this planet together, and we all need to live together in peace and decency. We all have one thing in common. We're all human beings. And as civilized human beings, we know right and wrong. Whether you read it out of the Holy Bible or whether you just inherently know it, we know right and wrong. Stealing something in a store is wrong. Killing someone for your thrill is wrong. Sexual perversion is wrong. You know, I mean, we could go on and on and on, but in this society we live in, this civilization we live in, what separates us from other nations is the fact that we try to hold on to that moral standard. There are other nations out there, though, that also follow a moral standard, you know? And I understand that there are people out there that hate the United States, that hate the West for what they do. And, you know, I have to say, some of the things that the West does is questionable. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to deny it in any way. Some of the things that that the United States does or the West does is questionable, understandable, you know. But I'll be the first to say that America is not trying to do this to harm people. I think that at the end of the day, I think it's just a matter of trying to help too much. Going into nations, trying to help too much. We need to start respecting sovereignty. We need to start respecting other people's business and not being into their business at all. You know, I think that as a nation, as America, we need to help our own. We help so many people around the world, and it's wonderful. But there was recently something on the news I saw where in Los Angeles, they were having a free clinic. I think it was in a stadium. You can comment below if I'm wrong about this or where it was located, or comment, you know, to correct me. But as I understand it, there was a free clinic in Los Angeles. There were so many people that were getting dentistry that didn't get dentistry, that were getting, you know, I mean, we're helping so many people in third world countries around the world, and granted, that's a noble thing. But there are people here in this nation that are also suffering, that also need food, that need medical care and a place to live. And, you know, we need to really help our own, too, you know? It seems like there's not a balance, you know? It seems like we're helping the third world countries, although that is a great thing. The nation right here, you know, I mean, we're not helping our own people enough. Even me, myself, you know, I'm suffering through financial straits right now. I'm living from paycheck to paycheck, trying to survive as best I can. But there are times where I can't even afford to go to my doctor because, you know, I'm putting so much money in bills and everything of that nature. And, you know, I just really, really wish that people could come together and love each other and be peaceful to one another and help out their fellow man. What was truly amazing today, I'm a cashier at my job, and I have an ear infection problem right now. I can't hear out of my ear right now at the moment. I'm having a problem. So there was a customer that came up to my lane, and she was putting her stuff on, you know, on the conveyor belt, and she was talking, but I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, I can't understand you very well. I've got like an ear infection, or I got earwax. I can't." And she liked the fact that I was helping her out so much, and I care. So I mean, she came back to my register, and she gave me a greeting card, and I scanned it through and was about to put it in the bag when she grabbed it from me, put it in an envelope, and sealed it and gave it to me. And it was a get well card from one of my customers. And I got to tell you, I was absolutely truly amazed that this woman would find it in her heart and take time out to just help this cashier in which she didn't know. She made my day when she gave me that get well card. I mean, I was touched. I mean, it really put a lot more faith in what I have in humanity when she would do this for me. You know, she didn't have to do it, but she did it anyway. And if each one of us took a moment out of our hardworking daily lives, you know, of everything, if we take a moment out each day and just, you know, if we just try to help our fellow man, Whether it's the slightest thing, like giving a get well card to a person who doesn't feel well or who is under the weather, or give them a hug, or donate money to a charity of a worthy cause, or give money to a person who's suffering on the street, who's homeless. Can you imagine if every single one of us around the world took a moment to help our fellow man? What a better world this would be. I mean, honestly, we spend so much money on some of the most useless things, but the money that we waste could go to giving children free college, and free to give them food and a place to live, and all of these, this country of ours, the United States of America, is not made up of the government. It is not we the government. It is we the people. And you and I, you watching my video on YouTube right now, you and I, we are the ones who can make change. We are the ones who can change our nation for the better. I don't agree with everything that the Occupy protesters are doing. I don't agree with everything that they're doing, but they have the right. I don't know. I'm without the words for it, but they have the right idea. There it is. They have the right idea. We need to be active as a society and rise up and say, hey, this isn't fair. We're not treated fairly. We're not paid right. We're not recognized. That American dream is still out there, but it's harder to get to. But if we work hard, we can come out with a greater love for our nation, a greater respect. And at the end of the day, in conclusion to what I say to these two part 1 and part 2 videos, we need to be good to one another and love one another, regardless of gender, regardless of religion, sexual preference, country, creed, all of it. Because at the end of the day, we have one thing in common. We are all human beings. We all live on this planet together. And a house cannot stand on the sand. It needs to be built on a solid foundation. And you and I are that foundation. Whether you're straight, whether you're gay, whether you're black, white, whether you're Jewish, Christian, Muslim, we are all the fabric of that foundation that we call the world. And if we continue to fight each other, and if we continue to separate ourselves by such things, no longer will we be built on a foundation of rock, but we will be on a foundation of sand, and we will slip away. We'll fall apart. Abraham Lincoln said, "A house divided upon itself cannot stand." If this world is divided upon itself, it will not stand. So you and I, we need to come together, and we need to show that we love one another. Stop the bullying of someone because they're different from you, as in homosexual or nerd or anything. Stop the bullying and start loving it. Start loving people. That's what we really need to do. We need to start loving one another. Anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by and watch my video. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I love you all. If you'd like, you could subscribe to my channel up there, or comment below, or do both. And if you have any hate comments at all, I accept those too. But I hope that you understand what I'm trying to convey, what I'm trying to express. And I just hope that one day we live in a better world where we're not separated by things like religion and gender and so on, that we are one. And that's what I really want. So God bless you all. Peace to all of you. I love every one of you. And as always, please subscribe, comment down below. And there's more to come on Life with Eugene. Skits, music, my thoughts, all that good stuff. So peace out.